Can you believe it's been almost a decade since Stranger Things first dropped? And from that very first episode, there's been one massive question that's been haunting all of us. Well, with the final season right on the horizon, it looks like we're finally about to get the answer. Today, we're going to break down the mystery that's been at the very core of Hawkins from the beginning.
Yeah, this is it. This is the big one. The question that kicked the whole thing off way back in 2016. It was never just about what happened to Will Byers. The real mystery, the one we've all been wondering about, is why him? I mean, think about it. In a whole town full of kids, why was he the one to get snatched off his bike and dragged into the complete darkness of the Upside Down?
So, after all these years of wild fan theories, all the battles with Demogorgons, and of course the terrifying rise of Vecna, the wait is almost over. The show's creators have actually promised that this fifth and final season, it's going to definitively answer why it all began with Will Byers.
And look, this isn't just about, neatly tying up some loose ends about monsters and other dimensions. No. The entire final season is being built from the ground up to answer the two absolute biggest mysteries that have been there since day one.
So, what are those two mysteries? Well, the Duffer Brothers have confirmed that Season 5 is specifically designed to pull back the curtain on two massive things. First, what the Upside Down truly is. And second, the specific reason Will was the one who was taken. These two questions, they're not just side plots. They are the absolute core of the entire Stranger Things story. And here's the really wild part. According to co-creator Matt Duffer himself, this isn't some new idea they came up with for the finale. It's not a retcon. Apparently, the answers to these huge questions were baked into the story from the very beginning. It's like this single thread they've been waiting to pull for almost 10 years. That's some serious long-term planning.
Okay, so how are they going to explain all this? Well, here's where it gets really interesting. The creators didn't just promise answers. They actually pointed all of us fans toward a very specific clue. And it's one that completely reframes everything we thought we knew about Will's connection to the show's big bad. Yeah, you heard that right. In a recent interview, co-creator Ross Duffer basically gave the entire fanbase homework. He told everyone, hey, if you really want to understand what's coming for Will and his deep, dark connection to Vecna, you need to go back and rewatch this one specific episode.
And that crucial episode? It's The Spy from Season 2. Now, you probably remember this one. It's when Will is back in Hawkins, but something is seriously wrong. Everyone just assumes it's PTSD from his time in the Upside Down, but, well, the truth is way, way more sinister than that. This is the episode that shows us just how deep that connection really goes. We see that Will isn't just a victim anymore. He's become an unwilling agent for the Mind Flayer. Remember when they burn a piece of those underground vines? Will collapses in agony. It's proof of a real physical link. And then, he deliberately sends those soldiers right into an ambush. Later, he breaks down crying and admits, he made me do it. He wasn't just a survivor of the Upside Down, he was the spy.
So the big question is, how does this massive clue from all the way back in Season 2 connect to the grand finale? Well, let me tell you. This intense focus on Will and where it all began, it is absolutely not an accident. It's the entire blueprint for the final chapter.
Yep, the creators have been super open about this. The entire structure of Season 5 is built around the idea of coming full circle, of returning to the very beginning. It's this deliberate loop in the story, designed to make the ending feel both shocking, but also like it was always meant to be, by tying everything back to that one fateful night in 1983.
And get this, it's not just a theme they're talking about. The actual setting of the season reinforces this whole full circle idea. Season 5 is set to kick off in the fall of 1987, which puts everyone right around the 4th anniversary of Will's original disappearance. So that feeling of dread, it's not just in their heads. You can literally mark it on the calendar.
So the official summary sets up an absolutely insane final battle. First off, Hawkins itself is literally scarred, torn open by these rifts to the Upside Down. The whole town is a disaster zone under military quarantine. Vecna? He's vanished after that last big fight, but you know he's not defeated. And as if things couldn't get any worse, the government is now actively hunting 11, forcing our heroes into hiding at the exact moment they need to be together the most. The stakes are just off the charts.
All right, so with the stage set for this epic conclusion, the question on everyone's mind is, when can we actually watch this thing?
Well, it turns out Netflix is planning to make the final season a huge holiday event.
Okay, you're going to want to clear your winter schedule for this. The final season is being released in 3 separate parts. First up, Volume 1, that's the first 4 episodes, is going to drop on Thanksgiving. Then, the next 3 episodes will premiere on Christmas Day. And finally, the whole thing wraps up with the grand series finale debuting on New Year's Eve. What a way to ring in the new year, right?
So all of this, it brings us to one last, really haunting question. The creators have been crystal clear. To stop the darkness from completely taking over, they need everyone. They need the whole party, the original D&D crew, standing together one final time. But after everything they've been through, and with Vecna more powerful than he's ever been, you have to wonder, will they be enough?